Oops. Oh, shit. Come on. What is this fucking thing? Come on. Don't be stupid. Now the fucking flies coming at me and all sort of bullshit. Okay. I guess. Oh, God fucking damn it. This fucking the playlist wants to not even be accurate for what I was just doing earlier. That's fucking awesome. Now this is really being a bitch. Fucking damn it. Fucking hell. Sand. Sand everywhere. Goodness gracious, this sand, oh sand. Am I incapable of having any fucking sense of perception here? Even though I obviously can perceive where the fuck things are. God damn it. That's now this is the that makes it even harder to do this shit. Let's move this around somewhere. Well, I'll stick it up here. My God, I'm starting to get him all the way up here. Come on. Get the fuck in there, dude. There we go. There, now just poke it out. There we go. There we go. Got to figure it out. Jesus Christ, that took way too long than it should have. But whatever. This bad boy open and get the bug going in my brain and my lungs and all my bullshit. Yeah. Ugh. Oh. All right, now we get this stuff all grounded. Oh wait, that's what I have right here. Oh, there it is. Whoops. Another smoke. I haven't really smoked much at all like today, outside of like a little bit at a bar for like at most 20 minutes. Which wasn't that much at all when it came to that smokage. So, can we fucking just... Really need a fucking new phone stand, bro. So fucking bad. But after today, I should be able to fucking figure this kind of bullshit out. Jesus. It's still not even like a fucking accurate, like, good spot. There we go. That should be fine. Watch, every tiny little movement is gonna fuck it up somehow. I guarantee you that. Oh, la la. But, yes, man. Enough of this fucking phone frustrating my ass. This phone is frustrating. But, yeah. Let's get some of this loaded up and have a little fun chatting about the day and all that stuff. Today was definitely a fun, crazy day. Crazy day, but a fun day. It's definitely worth it when it comes to, not having to work. So that's always good. Boom. All right. Oh, fucking God. Why is there always got to be a fucking something to do with this bullshit? I'm relying on fucking like gun rack bits to fucking keep this up now at this point. Just like good old last time. This phone is so fucking bulky. There's no way to set it up right. It's like it's too small to be like snuggled in like a little space that I can kind of like trap it in. It's like way too fucking, big, to have it set up on top of the damn thing. So if I fuck it up, there's no way to set it up right. And I've looked around everywhere for the fucking phone stand, and that thing's just gone. So I need a new one. That's always fucking great. Lovely. Unless my mom snagged it or something. Which really enough, that could be an actual possibility that she probably did do that. Let's use this later to look at some notifications and shit. I don't get it, but my mom's been spamming me all damn day. Even though she knows that I've been out, like, hanging out with friends today, like, at the coast and shit. And I've hit her up being like, what's up? I literally cannot call you or contact you right now. Like, I mean, this is literally the worst time possible for you to have any fucking emergency. So what is it? Like, this is literally the worst time possible. And it was nothing. She's like, well, I'm awake right now. Can you just call me? I'm like, no, because I'm going home. Like, I mean, it's like, shit. Like, mom, I'm literally going home for, like, I'm at the coastal fucking mountain range. Like, that's impossible. That ain't going to be happening. She really fucking kind of really stresses me the fuck out, like, with fucking everything, because holy shit, dude, it's always like some existential thing when it comes to her. And it fucking rubs off on me, and it drives me absolutely up a goddamn wall. Like, I cannot fucking deal with that shit. Especially when she's so goddamn irresponsible about a lot of different things, like finances especially, which I don't know how in the fuck, she was able to, like, keep us, alive and fucking kicking and having a roof over our head when she was, but holy shit, I don't know. I definitely do not know. But I know this much, that today was at least a fucking ass kicking day and amazing, and that's all that really fucking matters. One of the few times where we actually got the entire gang together finally after fucking forever, and actually got like shit going. I'm just like, hell yeah. It's been too fucking long where all the boys kind of get together about that. Oops. And the little guard on this fucking lighter broke off now, so now I'm like really crack lighter status of this thing. Ooh. Ooh, that feels so good. Oh, damn, it's been forever. Even though it's literally only been like since last night, since I had dope as the bone. But damn, that felt good. Mainly just because like bonds are kind of wanting to go when it comes to doing these bitches. And my little pipe, did me some good wonders for the coast and for well, that's actually about it. I forgot to take it with me to Saddle Mountain, but I didn't do that, so 18-inch bong for me? Hell yeah. It's an 18-incher. That's like a straight 4 bong right there. Like for me, that would knock me out, probably. At least right now it would. Like this little guy just kind of went like, boom. I just sobered over for a little bit, and all of a sudden I'm just like, I'm awake now. So, at least, shit. Well, okay, at least, shit, I'm actually kind of high right now. But honestly, it's like, even if I didn't bring my pipe, with me on Saddle Mountain, it's all good. It's all Gucci. I should actually, since I know I got like a way to post community posts on here anyway, I'm actually gonna maybe put up a couple of my favorite little pictures from a Saddle Mountain and Seaside today. Because even though I'm a Portland boy, and the coast is about an hour and a half ish drive, 2-hour drive, from where we're at. So we just had a whole day trip going to Saddle Mountain, which is on the way to Seaside anyway, or Cannon Beach, depending on where the fuck you're going, and or just to the coast in general, and hiked that bitch all the way up to the top and all the way down the bottom, and it was amazing. The tallest point in Tillamook County too, from what I understand, but it's quite a trek, but a fun one though, and I'm so glad I did not bring like my jacket or anything like that. I mean, I did for the coast, but I was like, should I wear this when it gets windy and nippy up there? No, it's really warm right now, like while I'm sitting here waiting for my friends. So fuck this thing. I took it off and I was like, all right, I just got my shirt. And thank fuck I did, because like we were sweating balls even while we were up there. We were like shirtless up there. Just like saying fuck it. What the hell are you staring at in the thumbnail? The phone? I was trying to do this. I was like trying to be like, yay. Yeah, I don't know. Just like kind of be, I have no idea. I just make random faces, like impose something, for those thumbnails. I don't really put much thought into those, okay? I just make it at least look somewhat appealing with like a, or something like that, just like a face, So the phone, I guess? Because straight up dead ass, like I couldn't really honestly tell you what exactly, the specific thing I was staring at. It's either the phone, a lighter, something. The gun safe over there? Fuck, I don't know. Actually, it can't be, because then I'll be looking up this way. So, ask me. You look at portal to Eldritch Horrors opened up. It looked like a portal to Eldritch Horrors opened up to in your floor. Well, hey, at least, that is a fucking one way to wrap up a day. Fucking, go down, do a major hike up to Saddle Mountain, go all the way back down, go to to Seaside for a little, a little day trip at the beach, camping out shit. Got myself in the water. That Pacific was calling me. The Pacific Coast calls me. And I answered. And that water was so fucking cold, but I did not give a fuck. Literally, I was just like, beer in hand, like, brr, this is cold shit. Let me chug this. It makes me feel a little warm. Let me just wade through this. Slowly but surely, I just kept going out there a little bit by bit. Once I got to, waist level, I was like, it's starting to feel fine. Okay, thinking cool. Should I just dunk my head? I just straight took my shirt off, got my hat off, with my empty beer bottle at this point, held it straight up, and I was like, all right, fuck it. A 1 in, a 2 in, a 3, boom. I just like launched my head up, and I was like, whoa, I'm awake, and that fucking made me all frigid and shit, and I was like, woo. But it was so fucking good. And also, funny enough, I was the only motherfucker to do that. Nobody else got their little bitch asses into the fucking ocean. It was me that did it. I did it like 3 or 4 fucking times, and no one else did. My friend Metal T, he got his little tippy toes in the water and then fucked off. And then my friend Logan eventually did well later, once it was like sundown. So he got the water when it was like its most coldest. And we were playing around with like a football, like, doing it's called a 500. And basically you have like one quarterback guy that's just throwing the ball, and he just throws out a random number like 50, 100, and you'll either say air or ground. And the idea is that if air, you have to catch the ball in the air in order to get the points. And if it's, via the ground, then if it hits the ground, whoever grabs it first is basically, the one that gets the points. It's one of those games, but it's a fun game. But I had sand all over me. In fact, I'm pretty sure I still got sand all over me. Yeah, I still kind of ish do. So, I was like, well, he's going that way. I'm going to go this way and, go to the water really quick and just get deep enough so I could just kind of kneel there really quick and just kind of wash myself with that, and it was cold as shit, but it was fucking worth it. And my friend Rip City, that motherfucker, he's known for like dipping in some cold water and shit, and he didn't even get close to the ocean. Like, he was at the beach, hanging out doing all the cooking and stuff. But even after the cooking, he didn't even bother. It's like, bruh, you're always known for taking a dive into any body of water we happen to be nearby. Like, I mean, really? Always diving into the Willamette, diving into the Clackamas, all these other rivers. But, as soon as the Pacific calls our name, you ain't going into the ocean. It's like, I was like, ready for that ocean to take my ass and just like drift off into the sea, dude. I was like, I don't give a shit. Okay, maybe not literally drift me off into sea. I mean, I'm a little hyperbolic on that, but still. I mean, honestly, if the water was just a little bit warmer, I probably honestly just would have took a full-on swim, but, it was just a little too cold for that. Not cold enough for me to just dip my ass in that shit, so. Is this a fucking song or what? It was? Oh, yeah, it is a song. Okay. It's just the start of a song. It's like, why am I hearing news commentary? It's just a soundbite. Yeah, that's the intro to a song. Okay. It's National Doggo Day. Aw. Yeah, Zukov, his older brother and his older sister went with us because Logan has his older brother and sister, Vito and Jassy. And, so they joined us for today. Unfortunately, his sister Jassy got her little paw pads a little fucked up, on the way back down from Saddle Mountain because she kind of slid a little and accidentally kind of, tore her paw pads a little. So she ended up being okay. They weren't bleeding or anything like that, but there's like a little flab, kind of going on. And when she was at the beach, she kind of was fine for a little bit, but as soon as like the salt from the sea kind of touched her paw pad, she freaked the fuck out. She was like, no. I felt so bad for her, but she just needs some rest now. She'll be fine. Like, after a couple days of rest and her feet heal and taking it easy, she'll be okay. It's just one of those things where it's just like, so I felt kind of bad for her because she ended up kind of started lipping a little bit, after the last little chuck of Sodom Mountain, and I was just like, oh man, poor girl. I ended up just holding on to her for a little bit. Then Logan just like picked her up. It's like, no, she's mine. I'll do it. It's like, okay, fine then. Fine, I can't, give her loves and cuddles too. Oh shit, that's all better. Oof. Well, that was harsh on throat. Skull mug. Oh, the Bill Frost mug? Yeah, I did see that. Which I thought that was pretty fucking badass. Oof, that was kind of harsh. Got my throat a little bit. Ah. 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 Son of a bitch. I keep forgetting to take that off the playlist, honestly, because I know it kind of gets dinged a little bit. Well, that last hit was harsh. Fuck. I'm trying to actually, I'm trying not to cough because I know it's gonna hurt way worse if I do that. As if smoking a Naruto is gonna help anything, but whatever. Where'd it go? There you are. I was just sort of looking at Halloween stuff and I saw his cup, so I was like, man, I should have money on me. Wait, I do have money, so I bought it. Thanks to the fan who sent me another 100. Hell yeah. Yeah, there's just been at least around here, there's been a lot of Halloween stuff. Like, Halloween is definitely, in effect at my store and at pretty much a lot of locations and shit. For just in general. At least from what I can tell. Even, I think Harley even commented, it's like, why is there Halloween stuff everywhere? It's like, dude, September is next week. It's after September, it's October, it's Halloween's coming up, man. Do you know that? It's about to pop. It's coming around pretty soon. I will admit, just like any other holiday, seems like, the preparation for the shit seems to be earlier and earlier in the years, as far as I can tell. Because I remember growing up, it wasn't until, straight October itself, until Halloween shit came out. September, there was hardly ever anything. Maybe it was, around high school, probably, when that started to kind of change a little. But I don't know if it's just because, of where I work now, and now I got the chance to really see the pattern of, this type of shit. It really does seem like this, the holidays are when it comes to whatever it is, Easter, Halloween, Christmas, especially Christmas, Thanksgiving, that shit is well a month in advance. And nowadays, 2 months in advance now. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be Thanksgiving and Christmas shit in our store, kind of combined into one big amorphous thing. And then once Thanksgiving's over, they'll just take all that stuff out and just fill in the rest of some winter shit or whatever. Yeah. That's a lumbar situation. Ugh. Oh, and still goddamn motherfucking awesome. Fuck Christmas. The only reason why I say that is because Halloween fucking allows it. That Christmas needs to learn its fucking place. Damn. Oh shit, dude. Or just kind of combine it into one gigantic major fuck you holiday. like let Halloween be the start of like the winter Festivus kind of shit. The slow but sure preparation for it. Let Thanksgiving kind of be wrapped up into that too, because especially after Thanksgiving, it's pretty much all like Festivus, Yuletide, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, fucking all these like holidays and shit. So it's like might as well just kind of wrap them up all into one big gigantic like kind of fuck you holiday and just let people kind of pick and choose what they want to, celebrate or take their holiday time off or whatever, and be like, hey, if this is going to be my holiday time, then that is what it is, and you can go fuck yourself, kind of thing. Like that's how that's how I think it when it comes to especially like the holidays, after Thanksgiving, especially at least in America. Can't really comment on the rest of the world with that. Not like the holidays. And that's true, and they are starting to get their way around. Hi, question mark. Hello, question mark. I don't bite, I promise. Might be a husky, but it's like, hey, I'm more prey than predator on that one. Okay. Are you high? Are you high? No, never. I never would touch the shit. Bronk? Oh, now, this is just a regular tea. Nah, never. And also, well, okay, kayfabe aside, this will not get me drunk. This, at best, will get me a slight little mild buzz and be like, hey. That's literally about it. I mean, it might impact me a little bit tonight because I've been kind of somewhat day drinking, hiking up a gigantic mountain, and then going to the coast, hanging out, and taking a dip in the Pacific and stuff. So I've been kind of day drinking a little bit today and having a lot of amazing, food and all that shit. Some carne asada, pork chops, and all that good shit. Didn't really get any seafood like I wanted today, but we Boys are the best. A Bush Light. Well, it ain't PBR. You think Trump over Harris? Well, I'll say this much: definitely not Trump, but I ain't no Harris fan either. I don't really like her that much, either way. So, as far as I'm concerned, fuck both of them. RFK Jr. endorsed Trump. Yeah, I saw that the other day. It was honestly, for me, kind of expected. It's like, hey, water's wet. Use it 11. That's kind of how I felt about that. It's like there was already like linked video of Trump and RFK Jr. on the phone talking and shit, being pretty buddy and close to each other. So it's like I already had an assumption they were kind of working together in some way. And I think Trump's just desperate enough to try to get whatever support he can right now because he's literally flopping in the wind, kind of flailing around and shit. What's that from back in? That was maybe about a month ago. I remember seeing some video about a month ago, right? About that. I know there's at least a few channels that I watched that talked about it. Whatever sport he can. Pretty sure it's more popular than Harris. I mean, it doesn't really seem like it right now, at least from what I can tell. But, I mean, if you look at, especially when it comes to the broader polls and electoral mapping and shit, it is straight fucking neck and neck. And I, like I said, don't like Harris either. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, she's a cop, and as, not exactly great as a prosecutor, and shit, and also known as the border czar, during Biden's administration, while his administration is pretty much literally have done anything to try to placate Republicans on this type of shit, and full on as pretty much fucked everybody for that, all in all. No one really likes that outside of moderate Republicans and rhinos and shit, for the most part, because a lot of the more MAGA types, don't they just think, oh, it's an open border and they ain't gonna notice that. But and a lot of more progressive leaning Dems or more lefty leaning people, or at least people broadly like me, just don't like it because you're basically doing what Republicans always do and shit. So what the fuck, So it's just kind of like they ain't getting my fucking love, and when it comes to IP and shit, or I guess IPL, if you want to attach Lebanon to it. I mean, it's like when it comes to that fucking shit, like they're pretty much locked step with it every goddamn step of the way, and are utterly backed and funded by it back on that shit. So I ain't got no love for them. Fuck them. Another side of the whole corporate duopoly game. So it's like, what gain, is it for me to hyper invest in and shit in that? Like, I mean, I got like, somewhat of an interest in it, but like, I ain't putting no fucking chips in that. Like, I mean, at least because of the state that I live in, I mean, I'll probably vote them down ballot, but that's really just on local county shit, like, and statewide shit. Like, and even then, like, none of the candidates, are satisfactory. Like, a lot of the candidates that I would, preferred more and actually were fairly popular, basically got curb stomped by APAC money. Like, the current nominee for the Democrats, at least in my district, in District 5 in Oregon, is Janelle Bynum. The only reason why she won is literally because of APAC money. That was it. Like, pretty much everything about her and Jamie McGlow-Skinner during the primary, there wasn't much difference outside of that Janelle Bynum was a little bit more pro-cot leaning and hyper pro-fucking Israel, like unequivocally. Main two fucking, differences. But beyond that, there wasn't much of a difference. So people were like, oh, well, there's fuck you money everywhere, showing advertisements for this lady. So I guess I'll vote for her, because she's got more fucking visibility because of APAC money being able to fund her campaign to give her, advertising slots and shit because she could buy the money for that. So Janelle Bynum, basically just because of straight Israeli lobby money, fucking won the nominee here for, Democrats and shit. And I really don't like her. Especially because, she's just another typical corporate fucking weasel just like the rest of them. At least Jamie McGlow-Skinner wasn't backed by a lot of that fucking money. Like, she might have had some backing from maybe a little bit, but nowhere near as much. Like, I mean, because she's ran before back in 2020 and nearly won, but then Lori DeRaymer, like, she is like kind of like a Trump light-ish candidate, and she straight up is just a stereotypical, like, right-wing Republican. I mean, there's nothing exactly special about her outside of just being a shithead. And honestly, just kind of an embarrassment. Thank fuck she's a nobody, though. No one knows of her. So that, like, I mean, she's only really known as an embarrassment to her own district. I don't even think Oregonians know much about her. So, you know what? I'm not even going to complain about that. I just hope that she only serves a term and just fucks off. So I guess by that logic, I guess Janelle Bynum would probably win. But if she does, she would just be another Kurt Schrader. Like, we had an opportunity to get rid of Kurt Schrader with Jamie McGlow-Skinner. But, I think, and I actually, I don't even think, I actually do fucking know this. Back in 2020, Kurt Schrader's, team and shit, and his staffers and stuff literally colluded with the fucking Republican Party, within the Oregon Republican Party and within his administration and shit. Because Kurt Schrader served as basically a Republican like Joe Manchin style Democrat in Congress, in Oregon, pretty much in his entire fucking tenure. Now I also got a chance to meet the motherfucker too, and he's a fucking weasel in person just as much as he is as a politician. I met him back in high school and stuff when he was doing like a little like, hey, I'm going to talk to the kids and ask and answer questions, to the kids here. And I asked some questions, and a lot of other kids asked some genuine kind of critical questions about like, I am aware about you and I am kind of politically knowledge, and hey, blah, blah, blah. Since now I have the opportunity, might as well, and I kind of asked a few myself because I was starting to get politically aware at the time. And I was like, and most of the time, he didn't have fucking answers for this shit. He just kind of, I think he just thought, well, we're just naive little kids, so I don't have to really answer these things. And he never did because he's a fucking corporate shitbag weasel. He has no interest in, properly and honestly answering his constituents, even if they happen to be kids and they're not eligible to vote quite yet. We're literally like a year away from that, like when it came to that time. So it's like, obviously, it should be imperative to maybe reach out to those youth a little bit and be honest with them and represent them a little bit, or at least, hear their concerns and listen to that and answer that shit. But no, you just try to kind of, like riz everyone up basically in the sense of like, oh, see, we're cool. How do you do, fellow kids? It was just that. And, as a congressman, he definitely kind of represented that pretty well. Arguably. Because, like I said, man, like he was basically like a Joe Manchin, but for Oregon and in Congress instead of Senate. And thank fuck another nobody. But because he was there for so long, he at least was somewhat known. And when it came to like when it comes to like some of these bills that would, be in Congress or go through the legislator shit, his name sometimes would be one of the main names that'll pop up. Like when it came to some right-wing Republican leading bill or like some corporate Democrat, like bipartisan bullshit or whatever the fuck, his name would be tied to that shit a lot, especially near the end of his tenure. So, I mean, he was kind of getting to a point where he was becoming a known name. You know what? Thank fuck he never did. I will say this, you know what? Fuck Lori DeRaymer, but I'm actually kind of glad that, she kicked him out. So, fuck it. I'll give her that. She ain't no better. In fact, arguably kind of worse, but she's a lame duck. She means fuck all. She's just an embarrassment. A lame duck embarrassment, so fuck her. Like, I mean, she doesn't really have any energy to her at all. Like, I mean, when it comes to District 5 of Oregon, I mean, like, seriously, like, find anything on the national news about her. You won't. You'll find a Wikipedia page and maybe like a few local Oregon articles from back in 2020 or some shit, but that'll be it. Okay? Like, there'll be fuck all about her, dude. Well, at least for Kurt, there was a little bit more, like, news and recognition and kind of a national established name, for him. So I bet there's probably articles about his ass, within the past few years, even though he's not in Congress anymore. I guarantee he's just a lobbyist now or some shit. I don't know what he's doing now, but I guarantee he's probably doing some lobbying for the Democrats in DNC. To become religious again. I really want to click that. But I don't trust the YouTube redirect link thingamaboo. You might just want to just send that link just for Discord. I mean, just for now. Because I can kind of look at it over there and hopefully things should be okay. Hopefully. I can't necessarily confirm one way or the other because I know sometimes YouTube will be just dumb as fuck. There it is. All right. Sent. Okay, go. Well, all right. I'm not leaving, obviously, but I'm going to at least look at that really quick. See what it is. I'll be back. Like, literally 1 minute. It shouldn't take more than a minute. Bro, you looping? I'm looping? Oh, what, giving you the circle? Okay. Weird. I mean, better than just, I don't know. At least it's letting you all know, like, hey, give it a minute. That's so, I mean, you know what? I can't really complain about that too much. And by the way, I see what you meant. It's like, it's a religion based around pizza, so I obviously am, I think I've also just converted just on the immediate virtue of just knowing that, so joined Church of Christ. Well, like I just said, I think I pretty much just on that virtue of immediately joined just on the knowledge that it's a thing, so yeah. Pretty sure. I think I'm sorry about that. Takes back on. But yeah. And also I realized that the rest of my pictures that I was sending to you didn't like send, so I resent those. Which a lot of those are going to be on posted on some community posts and shit like that too. So, oh, that reminds me, I need to upload some of my shit from the Volume Bomb block party from the other day. So I need to make sure I get that done. So now I got a few bands, including the Latter-day Skanks, One Drink and Our Lives, and a few other bands that I need to upload. Does it mean calzones are equivalent to Judaism? I figured that like calzones would be kind of like a part of the religion almost. Right? I mean, because it's just a pizza, but you just kind of like fold it in on itself before you bake it, right? That's literally just a calzone, isn't it? Like you get like a small little pizza, but you just like fold it in on itself, seal it up, and then bloop, just pop that bitch in the oven and boom. I mean, that's pretty much a calzone in a nutshell, right? So it's just that, if anything, there's like even more crust going on with that shit. You know what I mean? Like, because the whole thing is a crust and the actual like pizza parts in the inside. So would it be like, so maybe not Judaism, would it be like Islam? Would it be like because I mean, like there's some extra crust going on, so extra profit of the crust. Like multiple sides of, the prophecy of the crust. You got the Jesus, the Muhammad, and a few others, right? And so, I don't know. I mean, actually, I think it might be, the other way around. I mean, at least just from what I'm thinking about. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, but, I'm on the argue, or at least, let's find out one way or the other, because I'm only kind of trying to nail that down myself. Honestly, we should just ask them. Be like, yo, instead of dying with wafers, it's Tortino's pizza rolls of Code Red Mountain Dew. You know what? Yes. I was gonna be like, I feel like we could do better, but I was like, you know what? That's just perfect. Or like, oh, actually, you know what? I did think of something better. Those little mini bite-sized pizzas are like, about the size of a Totino's roll. Just one of those little bad boys, like a little mini baby pizza. Like one of those little like, dude. It'd be cute, in a way, because Totino's, pizza roll. You're like, all right, but like one of those little things, you'd be like, oh, look at this little thing. Oh, bagel bites. Ooh, yeah, kind of like a little bagel bite. Yeah. Or those pizza bagels, which is pretty much the only filling thing in the school cafeteria. Oh my god, so fucking true though. Dude, you want to know, honestly, my favorite day for like elementary and middle school? Our high school didn't really do them because honestly, they had shit that was better. Our high school was like almost like kind of like a borderline deli, like straight up, and it was actually kind of fire, not gonna lie. Like, dude, we had a sandwich bar. You can literally have sandwiches like, built, the way you want them, and shit like that, dude. Like, bro, I'm like, that's a whole different thing. But for elementary and middle school, though, especially on Wednesdays, when those pizzas rolled out on a Wednesday for Pizza Wednesday, dude, my ass was like, for the motherfuckers that for some reason didn't like them, I was trying to snake them bitches, being like, yo, can I have them? And that type of shit. Like I'd straight up do that because, dude, those things are so fire. I guarantee you they're just like basically Red Baron pizzas, but instead of like, just buying them from the store like you and I would, they get that shit from the fucking, manufacturing plant or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they get it from that shit. So it's like, I mean, like I swear to God, it had to be some shit like that, or at least like an equivalent of that or something. Because, dude, I don't know what it was, but like those were so fire, bro. The only thing that was like what the fuck? Like, cause oh, dude, I don't know why my high school was, when it came to cafeteria shit, was just better than elementary and middle school. And I actually, weirdly enough, have a guess because I know back in the day, I know my mom and dad bitched about it a lot because they were more conservative leaning, but they would, freak out about Michelle Obama being all involved in like the fucking school food program shit or whatever the fuck, federally at least. And I have a weird thing, or suspicion that maybe her, she played a role in influencing policy after, the fact because Obama came into office when I started middle school, like in 2008, 2009. And then, once like and going into high school, which was about 2 years later, it makes sense to kind of think that like whatever policies were being established eventually trickled down to the point where, my school district eventually, was feeling that a little bit. She gave us sweet Pop Tarts. Wheat fucking Pop Tarts, sickening. Well, look, I'm not saying that she did great, okay? Okay, I guess I have to talk about my high school fucking, cafeteria shit. I already talked about the sandwich bar shit, dude. That alone was fire as fuck, okay? My middle school, elementary school had none of that shit. But high school, though, bro, that alone, dude, that was like my go-to for the most part. But also, they would have these spicy and regular chicken sandwiches, like, that would be available. And they would just be plain. But you had a whole condiment, like, fucking just gigantic bar of random shit. Like from olives and shredded lettuce, some tomatoes and stuff. All that shit, it's like all sorts of stuff. And I was just like, dude, I would get sometimes, when those chicken sandwiches came out, they didn't come out, they were kind of sporadic. I think a lot of it was mostly just from my guess, like whenever they just had it, from what it seemed like. Because sometimes they'll have it for multiple days too. Late alligators, peace. Peace out. But I'm still continuing my story though. But I mean, like, when those rolled out though, I'll grab those. And sometimes I'll kind of hide one in my pocket and put extra like, sides and stuff like that, for those chicken sammies and shit, because like I'll just doctor them up, a little extra and a little heavy. And then, I'll just have the other one, then just like, doctor the other one up a little bit and kind of split what I had on the other one into that one. And dude, those were legit pretty fire because they had like gigantic fucking ovens where they'd be cooking those in. And, they had the patties separate. So they were prepping that shit well before like, lunch actually started. And they had at least a little period in between, our lunch periods, because at our high school, we had 3 lunches. And like there was the first lunch, the second lunch, and the third lunch. And I'm pretty sure it was fourth period, I think. Yeah, it was fourth period. So, and honestly, the second lunch was the most fucked of the lunches, by the way, because it would be fourth period. You have that for like 30 minutes or about 30, 40-ish minutes. Then second lunch will hit. But guess what? You have to go back to fourth period for another 30-ish to 40 minutes. So it's like that period is now the longest period because it's split into 2, which I guess isn't too bad, but it's like you can't just like, all right, got all my shit, now I'm just gonna go to the next class. No, you basically, well, I guess the silver lining is you don't have to take your shit with you, so it's all just in the classroom and you just have to go back. But it's like if you're late coming back, you get fucked a little bit. They're like, why'd you take long? And it's like, it's like, I was grabbing stuff from the mart that was like a few blocks away because we had the ability on our lunch breaks to just, during school, just, go down to the local little mart and grab stuff there. Because it was like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 minutes away, if that, it's not even that far away. So, I mean, kids would go there all the time. It was actually like a hangout spot for high school kids. And I think it still is, honestly. I mean, I'm never down there to know that anymore, but I guarantee you it still is. But man, dude, my fucking high school lunches were legit pretty fire. Because honestly, if I wasn't really feeling a sandwich, or those chicken sandwiches weren't out, or anything like that, I always had a little bit of lunch money for the week. So I would go down to that little mini mart, grab some barbecue burritos that they have over there, which, oh my God, it's so fire. And it's still there too. That mini mart and the people that run it are still there. So I guarantee you still got those fucking burritos, bro. Oh, I should totally go down there and be like, yo, do you still got those barbecue burritos? Because low key though, I kind of wants to know, because I'm, for nostalgia's sake, I might just go swing by there, sometime. I mean, I have my weekend now, so it's like, might as well say fuck it, and maybe go swing by over there. Because if that sweet old little Korean lady that's still running that place is still there, I'm gonna be like, you remember me? I used to come down here in high school all the time back, 10 years ago and shit. But I have a feeling not anymore, because I think, if I remember correctly, I think her sons started to kind of predominantly take over more often. So chances are I might just meet one of her sons instead or some shit, and they are not going to know me. I'll ask him about her, actually. Be like, hey, is she still around, still working, or did she retire or something? If she just happens to not be there, because she was awesome, dude. She wouldn't even give me a discount sometimes, honestly, just because she, even when I was like after school, like hanging out in my mom's studio when she was still doing photography and stuff, like that was also right around the corner from that place. So at least at the time, back in the day. And I'd just go around the corner and be like, hey, Mom, I'm going to grab a snack. Do you have like $5 for me to grab one? She'd be like, oh, yeah, sure. Can you grab me this? She'd give me like, $10 if she want like a Dr. Pepper or some shit. I don't know. Some random shit like that. And I just grab a snack, grab that for her, and bam. And it's kind of one of the few things I kind of like about, the small town vibe a little bit. Which is kind of weird, being a PDX Portland boy, I'm in one of the few places that still has a small town vibe. It's kind of an enigma and almost a contradiction. I mean, honestly, even thinking about it now, it's just like shit. I mean, it's thinking about it really is. It's like, dude, Milwaukee really is a fucking contradiction and enigma, bro. Like, cause it was like one of the main rail towns and like railroad towns, historically. That was just basically a tiny little fucking nothing town. It was like basically, for the most part, just like a lumber yard town, like basically. It's like, some, the rail lines, going down to Oregon City would stop here, because back in the day, Oregon City was just capital of Oregon, and was not, it was actually the major port, in the major city back in the day. It wasn't Portland, and it wasn't Milwaukee or any of these other places either. Like, I mean, it was Oregon City. I mean, it's in the name, funny enough, but nowadays it's not anymore. But I mean, back in the day, it was the main place. So it's a really historically kind of rich town. But I mean, like a lot of Milwaukee is the same way, but it's just kind of more in tandem and like hidden away as like a tiny little, like almost like lumberyard rural town, historically. And it's only really like the last, frankly, like 40-ish plus years where it's actually been kind of integrated into the Portland metro area and shit for the most part. And even then, it still like holds this hometown, like kind of like small town vibe a little bit. Because even when I was like going down to like the karaoke bar and stuff, there was like a lot of people that I remembered and recognized from high school and shit that were down there. Actually, one of my old friends from high school, I found out, is moved out to Kaiser and shit, which I'm just like, out there? Like, Jesus, no wonder I haven't seen him in forever. He's like, where the fuck over there? Main reason why, I guess, his girlfriend has family out there, and, she wanted to be more closer with him because also of job opportunities and shit, and for him too. So he was like, well, fuck it. Why not? So he's been out there now. I'm just like, well, shit. It's like, damn. Didn't realize he went that fucking far out. Well, that guy Zukov is completely just taking a nap again, locked himself in the laundry room. Zukov went fucking apeshit when he saw me tonight, too. And he was sniffing me immensely. It's like, I smell my siblings. I smell my older siblings. You were hanging out with them all day. What the fuck? And you didn't take me. But he was at least still insanely happy to see me. But now he's just like, it's like in complete nap mode. It's like, bruh. What a goofball dog, dude. I'm just gonna make sure I don't forget any comments. Oh, actually, I didn't even see this one. Water being wet is a funny thing. Actually, see the argument that water itself can't be wet. It only makes things wet since wetness applies to a dry environment. Oh, shit, dude. You know, on a technicality fucking level, you are kind of right. When people say that, they are kind of right a little bit low-key. Because water in it itself, well, oh my god, see, shit, dude. Now oh, fuck me. Now I'm starting to think about this. I know you just posted another comment, but now I'm starting to think about this. Fuck, dude. Because, like, in order for water to make things wet, wouldn't it in itself have to be wet to make other things wet? Because water is, obviously antithetical to a dry environment, but if water, which in itself would be wet, is applied to such dry environment, then it makes dry environment wet. So it's like, I mean, water's wet, okay? I don't know, like, I mean, when you really kind of think about it. So I brainstormed Twilight Zone article. Ron Sterling was interesting, man. I'm trying to make this a unique perspective. Also, a couple movie recommends, Lake Mungo and Fourth Kind. Saw the first one, see the second. I don't think I've ever heard of that movie before. Funny enough, actually, actually don't even really want to say, but I mean, I'm a tiny little bee. Like, I don't think you're gonna know, but there's someone straight up uploaded Inglourious Bastards on YouTube for free, and I've actually been watching that. Watched 30-ish minutes of it yesterday, and I was watching the rest of it on my little trip, on my way back home, and I was just like, bruh. I was like, dude, it's been forever since I've seen this movie, and I've kind of forgot how fucking awesome it was. So let's try this. Is fire self-burning, or does it just burn things? I'd say, well, I mean, fire is a byproduct of combustion of, intense energy. So fire is, itself burning because it is the intense energy that is being combusted from, the reactions that are going on with that said heat, right? Like, I mean, realistically, what makes the fire a fire is the heat factor. Same with water, right? Like, because water can also be formed into a gas or a solid. So, I mean, so honestly, at that point, like, it's more or less the energy, like, heat factor, that, creates that reaction, which that in itself is, what is burning. And if that energy that's burning, away, is hot enough to create a fire, then the fire is the energy that is burning away, from the heat and the reaction that is being combusted from that. Boom. Boom. Know my shizzles. Does straw have two holes or one long one? I mean, technically a straw is a tunnel. And a tunnel, I mean, would technically have two holes, one, on one end and one on the other, but the space in between is what, like, kind of like, so I mean, if you want to be technical with it, it's just like kind of a variation of a tunnel. It's just one that we, suck liquids out of usually. Not always. Sometimes, if you got like a slushy or some shit, then it's just like, you'll get like a little solid in there. You're like, oh shit. And you have to like, really, suck that shit. Holy shit. I know, dude. Dude, we're like, we're philosophizing now. Now we're philosophizing. Why did the music stop now? What the fuck? It's for some reason it's just paused on the song, I guess. There we go. I was wondering why the silence was going on, but yeah, man. Give me another one, dude. I feel like I'm on a roll right now. I kind of want another. Dude, I want it because dude, I feel like we're answering some philosophizing shit right here, dude. Some shit that needs to be answered. I think I might have just... I haven't gotten another one yet. I feel like the brain's been broken. Or maybe maybe Rose here is conjuring a strong, like, challenging one. You know what? I welcome a fucking challenge. I kind of want it. I want one that's actually kind of difficult because I feel like that straw one is easy. Same with the fire one. Like, these are kind of, I'm not gonna lie, a little easy. But still some good shit though. Because I'm just blowing some minds, man. I want to blow some more minds. If a tree falls with no one around, does it make a sound? Of course it fucking does. What kind of stupid ass question is that? I was about to be like, bro, dude, that is like, wow, now we're... I was about to be like, I think we're scraping at the barrel, but okay, thank fuck we're not. You had me there the first half, not gonna lie. It's not like the laws of physics suspend themselves because we aren't being observed. I mean, what curveball? What if they are? Solipsistic shit there, bro. What if the universe is only what we truly perceive and everything, what we don't perceive doesn't exist? That's like, I mean, basically that's a solipsism, essentially, but what if? What if I am just a figment of your own imagination, just manifesting itself because it, sees it as a need in some way, in your own little universe? Or what if I have manifested all of this, including everything around me, including what I see behind me and everything all in between? It's like, is that all a manifestation in my mind? So Australia isn't a real place. Nor is Canada. Nor is anywhere. Nor is America. Nor is nothing outside of what you perceive and see. I mean, I haven't been there. You haven't either, so I could be sure. Exactly. Kind of ties into what I'm saying, man. Dude, what if the world is actually flat? Okay, I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not gonna go that far with it. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like, thinking about like, the size of Earth and shit, when I was hiking up Saddle Mountain. Because when we went up to the summit and shit, and I could just obviously just fucking see everything from just miles and shit. I was just kind of thinking, it's like, goddamn. Like, the Earth is fucking huge, Like, especially when you're, like, walking around, it kind of takes forever to get to one place or another. But when you, like, got that extra oomph of travel, and even if you're, like, walking up a fucking mountain or some shit, right? It's like, once it gets to a point, to where you can kind of have a perspective of where you're, like, above shit, especially, it's like, I don't know, it kind of, there's, like, a different mindset that happens, at least for me, at least. Like, because, I mean, despite how big the Earth seems and shit, it is fucking tiny. Like, seriously. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but this Earth is fucking small, bro. Like, dude, I have seen Portland from Mount Hood. Like, when you're, like, skiing or snowboarding and shit, like, going up ski lifts, if you, look out, especially at night, you can literally see, the lights of Portland, way out there, and shit because of how high you're up. Amongst fucking everything else, it's like, I mean, at least that's just for Mount Hood. I mean, for Saddle Mountain, it's like, it's not nowhere near as high. It's the highest point in Tillamook County, but it's like, it's still, I mean, I was able to see the fucking ocean for where I was at, and I was like 30 miles away from it. It's like, and to be able to like see the ocean and see like, I think it's like Goose Bay, I believe. Like, it was the Tillamook Bay, because that was south of us, and there was another little mountain range that was about, like, actually about 3-ish miles, maybe give or take, away from us, maybe 5 miles away from us. Well, at least, from the base of those mountains, but, like, it was kind of like a little baby valley, and Saddle Mountain is, like, the hikeable, shit that you can climb up and stuff. I mean, it's a fucking just, like, it's a beautiful spot, but, like, it kind of, whenever it comes to, like, shit like that, especially when I'm high up, whether I'm, like, on a plane and I got the window seat, or hiking and doing shit like that, or, up a ski lift or whatever, like, there's something about, like, just being so high up and being able to see, like, really how small the world is and shit. It kind of throws you for a loop a little bit, honestly. At least for me, it does, because, like, I don't know, like, I like to kind of think I'm, like, somewhat well-traveled, not super well-traveled, at least as an average American, more traveled than, than not, but it's just, like, shit. I kind of, forget sometimes that, there's a lot of shit out there. The world is kind of big, but at the same time, it's tiny as fuck. I mean, another thing that kind of now just kind of remembered that kind of put me in perspective about this kind of shit was actually my trip back from Iceland, because going to Iceland, like, it was dark as fuck, and we showed up at like 5 a.m. It was miserable. But on the way back, it was pretty much daytime literally the entire time. Like, we were following the sun essentially. And seeing fucking Greenland and all those glaciers and those fucking ridges and all that shit, like, and how small it was, despite, obviously, if you were on the ground down there, like, how fucking insanely huge that shit would be. It's I don't know, it's like, it's almost like a weird contradiction, but it makes sense, though. It's just for our perspective, as a little small being, it kind of throws you for a loop a little bit. It's like, at least, like I said, for me, it does a little bit. It's like, whoa. I guess I can kind of understand why maybe some people just don't like flying and shit like that, because I wonder if that might play a role outside of just the fear of being really high up and shit, or maybe just fear of flying, whatever the fuck, right? Like, outside of that shit, I wonder if some of that is also just due to the kind of maybe a subconscious thing about, like, kind of coming to terms about how small the fucking planet really is. Like, seriously. I mean, I've flown, like, all throughout this fucking country, from, like, Arizona, Florida, Texas, a bunch of times Montana, like pretty much half of my fucking childhood and shit, amongst other things. Like, I mean, all over the place, you know? It's like, and California too, even Washington. I mean, you know, I've been everywhere for all intents and purposes. Oh, I have a little hiccup. Also, I had a horrified thought on finding Tyler Perry's Medea runs for president, followed by Medea's first term in office. First term in office? Oh my God. You know what? I actually, weirdly enough, would be kind of somewhat okay with a Medea presidency, honestly, at this point. I mean, do you think Medea would honestly do anything bad? I mean, honestly, do you think she would, like, be that bad? I mean, anything, I think she might, you know, kind of open a can of whoop ass on some motherfuckers that might all deserve it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they'll be like, excuse me, Madam President, you have to do this and X, Y, and Z or some shit. And she's like, nah. Oh, hell no. And just like, you know, bitch slaps them or some shit. I don't, smacks them with the purse. I don't fucking know, you know? It's like some, I don't know. To me, Medea versus Netanyahu. Yes, yes, yes. Holy yes. This is why it's honestly, this is what I mean. Do you think it would be that bad? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about that a little bit. When you said about, you know, Medea runs for president, I was like, ooh, I kind of like that. But then you followed it up, and I'm like, okay, now we're cooking here. We're cooking with some. We got some sauce marinating. Starting to win me over. I mean, sir, like, honestly, though, I mean, let's say, like, maybe she would just be, like, kind of a rad lib or something. All right, fuck it. But, like, you know, she kind of going out there for can of whoop ass, so I kind of respect that, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of being won over by you were the one who won me over, and now I'm winning you over somehow. Existential horror comment. Don't. Oh, not yet. Here it is. I was kind of going over my little thing about, like, you know, how small but big the Earth is, because our comprehension of that is an enigma and a contradiction. But, you know, yeah, it makes sense. You know, gotta love that. But anyway, do you think that the fact that some cosmic force could fuck with our memories and make us completely different from what they were a little second ago, and we have no idea? Whoa. I mean, maybe. Because honestly, maybe they're selective about it. Bro, whoa. Like 3 deep 5 me moment, but what if schizophrenia is actually these aliens experimenting with different individuals, and when they're conducting those experiments, that's when they're having their episodes? Bro. Yo. Dude, that actually could be an insane, crazy fucking movie, dude. Dude, that would actually be kind of wild for a movie, but I would be so here for it, though. That sounds pretty badass. Just let it be the perspective of someone schizophrenic. And actually, this makes it even better. Making it perspective of someone who's schizophrenic who's suffering from these experiments, and he finds out that they're a thing, and he, you know, realizes, oh, these are why the episodes are what they are. So I, you know, kind of almost like a Tropo They Live, where instead of glasses, it's like some other discovery. You know, maybe he finds, like, you know, like at the hospital or the therapy, you know, clinic or whatever the fuck, like in the basement or some shit, because he decides to go exploring. Because, you know, he's kind of having a little episode. He unintentionally, you know, you know, finds, you know, one of the, you know, like these experimental, you know, basement, you know, like these bunkers or whatever. So, because of that, like, he now tries to, like, find some of his other friends who also suffer with that because he goes to, like, groups therapy, as well and shit like that. And he tries to convince them of this shit. He, and basically kind of make it where he, so there's kind of a little, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of taking a little bit from They Live, but here's the catch though. Is it even real? Is it even real though? Because remember, it's from the perspective of someone who's schizophrenic. Is it all an episode and none of it's real? Or is it actually real? Boom! Dude. If honestly, that would be a good modernization of They Live, but also kind of like adding some different commentary and changing it up a little bit, dude. I think that'd be a fucking good pitch, dude. A little They Live, a little garnish of Eraserhead in there a little bit, some psychological fucking horror shit, a little, dude. Think I might be cooking with that one a little. I'm not even gonna lie. Like you're probably you a labor advocate, right? The boy of it just second, you're exact opposite person. Hell, for all I know, 10 minutes ago, I was scenting grape. I would never know. I know, right, dude? I feel like I kind of want to play around with like because, dude. I mean, there is. I'm sorry, to realize I'm saying dude a lot, but there is something to the whole like, did I remember that or kind of like there is like kind of like a subtle like kind of horror to that, like so there is something to that. So I mean, so honestly, I want to. I kind of want to explore this honestly. I want to see if what movies are there that kind of explore this false memory, kind of like horror, psychological, like kind of bend, when it comes to a horror genre. Because I know Eraserhead is like the only one I can think of right off the bat, but I don't know what else there would be. Like to be honest, because the only one, because literally the only one I think of is Eraserhead. Because that is straight up some psychological horror mind fuck shit right there. Like it's not really a psychological horror, more so or less that it's just a straight mind fuck. Like that movie is just straight up a mind fuck, and a lot of it's because the movie is in the perspective of a schizophrenic man. That's why I was saying a little garnish of like that, Eraserhead, because that's kind of where I'm taking that. I'm kind of basically letting Eraserhead and They Live fuck, and I'm kind of basically making that as a film. But honestly, it'd be pretty fucking good though. That'd be a good blend, and I think it, kind of. Oh, dude, there could be even references to both. I mean, there would be plenty of references for They Live, but dude, there should be like. I know in Eraserhead, they literally had like a aborted horse fetus. I'm not fucking kidding, by the way. When it came to one of their scenes, that should be incorporated somehow into that movie that I'm talking about. Because that would be a good Easter egg for people that might know about Eraserhead and maybe see if anyone can point that out. Because, dude, it's not many people know about that, but I've seen that movie only twice, and that was years ago, and I still vividly remember that. Out of all that shit. And like I said, the whole movie's a fucking mind fuck. Honestly, funny enough, I kind of want to watch it again. Because it is a good movie. It's just a mind fuck. It's kind of hard to explain. It's good, but it needs a spiritual guide to the main character that happens to be a clown in a Men's Warehouse suit. I think the character should probably be like, like a Men's Warehouse, kind of like blue, kind of like white collar esque, I think. It has like these underlying, issues, probably a strained relationship because, of his mental illness and stuff, from his, partner and shit. Or her partner. I mean, doesn't have to be a dude, for the main character, but yeah, there could be a little play in falling down a little bit, a garnish to falling down, Racerhead, and they live fuck, and then we have a little garnish of falling down sprinkled onto that. There we go, dude. That's it right there. Because I mean, falling down was kind of like that. I mean, dude in his men's warehouse suit fucking just snapped and just couldn't take it anymore. Like, dude, I'm not gonna lie, dude, that movie is fucking great. And honestly, weirdly enough, way more fucking relevant than ever, honestly. And not for what you think, though. A lot of, I think, right-wingers, because I have noticed this, will venerate that movie for that character, but that's not why I love the movie. If anything, I love the movie because those motherfuckers don't realize that this movie is critiquing them. This movie is a criticism of them. On top of our own system, for sure. Like, it's a criticism of the whole fucking thing. When it came to Michael Douglas's character, when it came to, the old cop that, pretty much just, in a fucking desk and almost his career kind of shit, one solved case, stuff like that. Like, two different, perspectives with that. And then the whole system itself and shit, especially when it came to LA, because it takes place in LA. Like, I mean, it's a whole criticism of our establishment, not, given a proper, kind of pension, so to speak, or benefits, or a proper send off when it comes to people that have worked all their fucking life, when it came to that, cop and shit. Say what you want about the whole police dynamic about that, and then also, when it came to Michael Douglas's character, it's like, defense, it's like, it's, that is a fundamental criticism of, our system not, uplifting and actually take care of those fucking people and giving them a sense of, place, in our system and shit. Because honestly, a lot of the things in the movie, when he goes on his rampage, honestly, he ain't wrong. But it's like at the end of the film, because of all the actions that he did, good, bad, right, or wrong, and honestly, most of it, and frankly, damn near all of it, outside of the scene where he kills the Nazi, outside of that, I mean, all of it's wrong, pretty much. I got my bias, obviously. I don't care that, frankly, I mean, if I somehow stumbled in that fucking basement with that fucking Nazi, I probably would have just whacked him off the spot and just been like, you know what? Arguably self-defense anyway, if you think about it. Like, he literally was about to fuck him and rape him in the ass and shit and had a knife up against his throat, and he fucking, was able to fend him off and fucking shoot him in the head. So it's like, you know what? Arguably self-defense. So that's justified even if he wasn't a Nazi. So, I mean, you know what? Whatever. That's pretty much the only time where I think defense was actually, justified in every fucking way when it came to his entire rampage. Because at the end of the movie, when he was talking to that, same cop, because eventually their two stories align, he, defense, asks, the other cop, I forget the character and the actor, honestly. I wish I knew that guy's name. But, he literally, asks him, it's like, I'm the bad guy? And he's just like, yeah. It wasn't even, some, hero's speech or anything. He just went, yeah, you are. That was it. It was fucking blunt and real, too. It's like, it was to the fucking point. It's like, yeah, you are. It's like, you might have your reasons, and frankly, they might be understandable, because arguably, what he has to say about a lot of this shit. I remember, the golf course scene, in that movie, where it's like, it's like, oh, are you, you can't get your medicine, but, and shit. Now you're about to die of your stupid little hat and your stupid golf field where children could be playing here. There could be, playground and blah, blah, blah. And goes off on that fucking rant. Yeah, while an old bourgeois fucking rich shithead or whatever, some golfer is dying of a heart attack and shit because this guy in all black with a fucking bag full of weapons and a fucking M62 fucking law fucking rocket launcher on his fucking belt. It's like, Jesus. I mean, yeah, that would probably get an old man a heart attack pretty quick. But it's just like, it like either way, I mean, his whole thing was not wrong when it came to his whole like, rants, but his actions is what, really made him the bad guy. Because, his complaints aren't necessarily wrong. The idea of like, oh, this private luxury bourgeois fucking like, country club golf course, could be made into a big, beautiful, like, reserve park, where there's a bunch of like, native regrowth and maybe a playground here and there or something for the kids and shit. Like, yeah, obviously that's a very valid, bitching, complaining, when it comes to something like that, right? But at the end of the day, like I said, it was all those actions where it's like, I'm the bad guy. It's like, yeah, you are. Yeah. Because, like, he was kind of, crazy. And frankly, didn't, give a fuck about really anything outside of his own self. And that is where the criticism is that a lot of his right-wingers don't fucking get. Because it's like, when you realize, oh, I'm the bad guy and I can't go to prison, it's like, because obviously I'm kind of right. I can't, face repercussions. I can't humble myself. He pulls out a little toy squirt gun to basically die by cop, suicide by cop. That's, like the end of the movie, basically. And it's like, that is the fucking criticism there, especially when it comes to a lot of what right-wing, leaning, like, macho, like alpha bro kind of guys, don't get. It's like, that right there, like the end of the movie is criticizing you motherfuckers, it's like everything else about the movie, is criticizing a lot of other aspects about like, the social commentary of American politics broadly, but especially when it comes to like, socioeconomic issues and all these other shit, all these other things and shit, right? Like, but if like you aren't able to kind of notice a pattern, when it comes to how these are being dealt with, then you're at the end of the movie, you're being the one criticized. It's like when the whole "I'm the bad guy, yeah, you are" is pushed, and you don't realize that, then it's like, yeah, he's saying that to you too. I mean, that's why when I first saw the movie, I was like, whoa, I never knew about this film, but holy shit, this is fucking awesome. Because I mean, at least initially, I got a lot of the broader commentary, but that ending part kind of like, let me stir that in my head, because I was thinking like, why, like, how is he a bad guy outside of his insane actions? That was the first part, obviously, but then, because of the whole status quo law and order, stability thing, right? But I thought that isn't just it though, right? Like there's more to it, because dude's just a one-man army psycho. Like this isn't like, doing some sort of profound movement or, like, so this is something, it's a different thing. And that's kind of the factor, right? Like, I mean, I would argue maybe like Joker, like the Joker with like, Todd Phillips' film is probably a little bit more, actually, I just kind of fucking realized this. Like, there's a little bit of kind of a, I wonder if honestly Todd Phillips kind of got inspired by Falling Down a little bit, because now I'm starting to realize there's a little bit of a pattern between those two movies. Like, two working class dudes, both mentally ill, obviously, but in different upbringings and different backgrounds for sure. But dude, I think I just fucking okay. I might have to watch both of those movies back to back, because I think there might be a fucking pattern to that. There's definitely at least a pattern between like Fleck and Defense for sure. At least, when it comes to their downfall, so to speak. So, at least for the first movie. I haven't seen the second one. Is it even out yet? I know it's coming out. I don't know if it's out yet, but, I might check it out. I don't know about the musical side of it, though, but I'll check it out at least. But, ooh, man, I'm definitely going to at least watch that first Joker and then check out Falling Down again, because it's been a while since I've seen that movie, too. Ooh, that's kind of a thought experiment because I don't know how much correlation there is between the, like when it comes to like the story arc, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think their story arcs kind of overlap a lot. I mean, they're different, in a lot of ways for sure, but I think, when it comes to the broad foundational arcs of like their degradation, so to speak, when it comes to their, health and their story, from just kind of like barely hanging on to the point of just fucking snapping. It's like, I mean, honestly, I would argue that Flex is way more delayed. Obviously, because the point where he snaps happens way later in the movie. While in Defense, that's the beginning of the movie is when he snaps, where he's stuck in traffic and fuming up on smog. Hearing people like chewing their gum and all this shit, and just sweating profusely because it's like hot shit. His AC doesn't work. All this other shit in his car, like, it's the very first like 2 minutes of the movie where he just snaps, so in Falling Down, it happens at the very beginning of the film. That's where it starts. But for the Joker, it starts a little bit later. But you kind of build an idea about Defense's life prior to that as it goes on in the film, so a lot of those like kind of prelude to that eventually gets built up a little bit, but especially near the end of the movie. But at least for, the Joker, that happens, before his snapping. So it's definitely like where the arcs do happen, they definitely kind of differ for sure, but there is certainly a fucking overlap. And I can't even believe I just thought about that just now, because I think I might be on something with that one. I'm going to have to watch those movies back to back. Not tonight, but honestly, over this weekend, I'm probably going to do that. Because it's been a while. So it's been a while since I've seen both of those movies. So I'm gonna have to like, just get back with that one. But I think I might be on something with that. Because from what I do know and remember, it's like there definitely is for sure, at least between the two characters. One more story about a demon that looks like Jack's films. So I can have a character say, "You'll never get away with this demon that looks like Jack's films." No, it can't be like demon that looks like Jack's films. You have to call him like Demon Jack or something. "No, get away with this, Demon Jack." And he just says, "Jack's films," but instead of like the stereotypical Jack's films, style that he used to do. Like, it would be like, "Jack's films," or some shit like that. Like, just kind of a demonic version of it, you know what I mean? I feel like that would at least make... I feel like that would at least just be a little better, because that feels just a little too, like... I don't know. Ooh. Go. Poor little pup. Didn't get a chance to go to the big beach. You know what? Definitely one of these days. Probably not this year, but maybe next year I'll take it down to the beach. Sukov will fucking love the beach too much. Oh my god. Has to be the line specifically. That's right. Listen, demon that looks like... Goddamn name so long. Oh my god. So literally just demon that looks like Jack's film. So that's literally the demon's name. Oh my god. Well, alright. I guess I'll have to just accept it and take it. Venom was up earlier. And why the fuck has he not been here this entire time? It's like, bleh. He was like spamming me earlier, and I was just like, yo, I'm literally going back home to Seaside. I'm about to hit the coastal mountains where I have like literally no service. What's up? He's like, you streaming? I'm like, no. What? It's like, dude, I'm going home. I'm like at the coast. How am I even going to be doing that right now? Funny enough, I had a lot of service, while I was at Saddle Mountain. Funny enough, so weirdly, and as it is, I could have streamed that, but I wasn't going to anyway. That was a bro moment, It's like it's with the boys, okay? Yeah. Sometimes you just need a moment with the boys. So even Harley brought it up, and then my friend was like, "Oh no, no." He literally was like that, and I was like, "Well, I could, but I'm not going to because this is a day with the boys. Like, fuck that right now." And he was just kind of like, "Oh, thank God." Oh. He was like, "Oh, thank God." Oh no. Maybe one of these days, if it's like me, Stefan, and Harley, or some shit like that, and I just bring my doggo, then maybe I will. But I mean, because straight up, like, I mean, I had, like, for the most part, full bars up there the entire time, honestly, outside of a few points where it kind of went down like a bar or two at most. But beyond that, it didn't like drop at all for the most part. So I could have, because like all the way to the peak and back down, it's about 3 hours 40-ish minutes. So as long as my phone was fully charged to 100%, and even then probably didn't need to be that fully charged, it'd be just easy peasy punk and squeezy. Could easily do it. Maybe one of these days I might. Doggo, you lazy bean. I just realized, I don't know if my dog would handle saddle mount. Actually, he would. Oh my fucking God. I don't know if he would have like the fear of heights stuff, because there are some straight drop off cliffs, and as far as I'm concerned, he is being leashed the fuck up with me. There'd only be like a few places where I'd be okay with him just being off the leash. But beyond that, nope. Oh, little ball. He's a sweet little fine. Oh my God, that dog is such a sleepy, lazy bean. A sleepy, lazy little bean, indeed. Let's have one more little bowl load up right here. I'll smoke it out a little bit later. Ugh. Man, I'm gonna be sleeping nice and long tomorrow. That is for sure. Ugh. Man, dude, my hair looks legit kind of bleached out a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. But you know what? Actually, funny enough, it feels way more softer now than it has been the other few days. And I wonder if the sea salt, did something to that. Because I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of feel like a straight rejuvenated, like kind of dip myself up in that ocean. I always love to have like my moments with the sea. And have to be up at 8 on the 20th, which is nightmare for night owls. Yeah, and dude, last night I had to be up by 9:30, and so I've been up since 9:30. If you think about it, I'm about to have a 24-hour fucking day. I mean, it's my weekend, so I could give a fuck. So, whatever. But honestly, it gives me an excuse to when I kind of like drag myself up to work, be like, "Hey guys, what's up?" I kind of, if my store director shows up or some shit, I could be like, I'm still kind of recovering or whatever. It's trying to grab a little something to eat. Kind of perk myself up or something. I'm just gonna bullshit with her about that, but like once, hopefully, if not that's an issue, then I'll just be like, yo, let me show the pics, dude. Because oh my god, bro, the fucking views. And dude, that beach though. I just had to think it felt so good. Nice. A woman let me put Pepe inside her. You sound like Forrest Gump, not gonna lie. A woman let me put a Pepe inside of her. And it felt pretty good. I didn't realize that's what it came to have procreation. Oh, I'm so sorry, man, but oh my god, now I'm just starting to think about Forrest Gump, bro. It was very naughty. I had a weird sensation go on down there, and it happened right inside of her. I didn't know what was going on, but it kind of felt like something just kind of ejected itself out of itself there. I got twisted tea in my eye. Oh my god. Ah. Davification time. Nice, dude. Nice. Holy shit, bro. God. What are you? I had a moment of pontification. What the? What? I had a moment of. What? Are you forgetting something there? No, it's just contemplating whether I want to bother bringing the crash to her. There's hardly anything in there. Might as well wait till next week. Pretty much just the bag out of your room. Other than that, 2 itty bitty gigs of my crap. Well, at least I don't got fuck all. So I dipped my head in the ocean. It was cold as fuck. Oh, funny enough, we also had while we were at this place called Beaches and Brew. It was like this little bar that was in Seaside. Like there's this. We're at this place called Beaches and Brew at Seaside because we hiked up to Saddle Mountain, and which, bro, the views. Oh my god, the views though. But but we decided to go. We all wanted to go to the beach too, and Seaside it's like 20 miles away from Saddle Mountain, so obviously we just went there. And oh, dude, I had to dip myself in the ocean, and oh, it was cold as shit, colder than shit. But I don't give a fuck. I was like, I wading myself, waist deep, and I was like, you know what? Do I want to dunk my head in there? And I'll grab that for you. I'll be a gentle sir. But I was still holding my burr. And I was like, you know what? I want to dunk my head. I was like, you know what? I just said, fuck it. Just took my shirt off, got my hat, and I was like, all right, holding this up. Burr! And I had a wave just smoosh. And I just went, flung my head back, and I was like, burr! Fuck this, holy shit. And just like, I was like, well, now I'm good. And I just immediately started hustling it back, getting waves, on my ass and shit. But, oh my God, it was nice. It was nice. But then we played, some ball and shit and a bunch of other stuff and all that. And then went to the brew pub and had a couple drinks and all that shit.
First, actually, I was out of town. I came all the way from Billings to the ocean. I was sit here and wade out in the ocean.
Man, dude.
Especially if you live like.
It's like an hour and a half, to get to Saddle Mountain. So it's about like an hour, 40-minute drive for Seaside. But, we took like the 4-hour hike, to and fro from Saddle Mountain and shit and back. Oh, I got fucking sand in my ear. God damn it.
So I never just, basically because of the company I had.
Wait, have you never hiked Saddle Mountain?
I've hiked on it. I've never made it up to the top.
Oh, I got pictures. And my friend Rip City's got pictures with on Instagram.
I made it to the top. It's just like I said, the company I kept between like Barb and
because there's a false summit.
They couldn't make it to the top, so
yeah, because there's the false summit, and you knew the real summit. Yeah, because there's two summits technically, and like going to the second summit is way easier than getting up to even the false summit and shit. Like there's like a mini baby, semi summit, kind of thing that is really cool as fuck. But then there's the false summit, and then it's about like another 20 minutes max, depending on how fast you're going, up there and shit. It's about, I'd say. But either way, it's just like,
yeah,
it's actually technically like one of the top 5 hardest like hikes, in Oregon, and honestly, it wasn't even that bad. And I kind of want to do it again at some point because it was nice. It was nice. By the way, man, one of these days we'll get you hiking up here. Because I want to like get you the maximum Oregon experience. And honestly, if we're gonna be doing that type of stuff, maybe I kind of want your ass to wait until it's like spring or summertime. Just because, like, it would be way better for it. Get you time at the beach, have you maybe do some kayaking, rather die than hike. Dude, if my friend Tyler, the big boy, can do it, you can do it. Bro, the views though, did you not see the views and the beautiful fucking things that that I was, showing forth? Seriously. Okay, well, look, I won't do Saddle Mountain with you. Okay. I'll ask Stefan, about like, what's like the easiest, like simplest, hike. And honestly, there's plenty of them. Honestly, in the gorge, there's a lot of places that are not that hard hikes and have different spots where you can just kind of chill and whatever, So it just kind of depends on where, like for full straight hikes and shit, like Saddle Mountain, like I'm not saying to do that though. Zip lining though, Camp Dakota. Then it's Camp Dakota. There's a few other places too, but that's the one I could think of. Plus, they got a gigantic paintball field. A gigantic paintball field, bro. Not kidding. And dude, they got trenches, bunkers, all sorts of shit. Dude, oh my God, it's so fucking awesome. So dope. Dude, we got, okay, you know what? paintballing. Also, they got like, walk, climb a wall and a few other things. So. Plus, there's a few areas around there that, you can hike around too. That's not like anything serious. Faith is just kind of exploring. See, pink is me and Shay. Yeah, and it was cute. It was adorable. I'm assuming she's probably just hanging out and chilling right next to you, right? Correct. I figured. Little Zukov didn't join me on our little trip, though. Just cute as fuck. Well, I'm sure the Pacific has helped with some of the porridge a little bit. Actually, I feel like it did. Between the sand and, sea salt and everything. Dude, I'm not even going to lie, bro. I feel so fucking rejuvenated when it comes to, like, dip my ass in that fucking water. And funny enough, I was literally, out of my entire friend group, the only one to really dip myself into that water and dump my head and everything. Like, Stefan didn't do it. Tyler put his toes in it and fucked off because he's a bitch. Logan did for a little bit, but he just kind of, went ankle deep and just kind of hung out there. At least from what it looked like, but it was getting to the point where it's so dark I couldn't even tell. So maybe he went knee deep. I don't know how far he went. He was like, I just kind of want to just have my moment with the ocean. I was like, you know what, fair enough. I'm going to go over here and just wash myself down and then hustle my way back over there because I want to get the sand off me. He's like, all right, cool. And I was like, cool, all right. So I did that and shit. And that, and I was like, I rapid fire that shit because, like, at that point, the water was just too cold for me. Like, the 3 or 4 times I went in there and shit, like, it was fine. It was cold shit, but, wading yourself in there and a couple drinks in you, tend to help with that. But, man, oh, God, it felt so fucking good, bro. It was so nice. Not even gonna lie. Oh. Weirdly enough, it honestly does kind of feel like I have, like, a genuine, like, weight lifted off the shoulders. Like, when I was talking about how the ocean was calling me and Lady Pacific was calling me, like, I fucking meant it because I legit just honestly feel way fucking better after all that. It was a little day trip, I wish it could have been a little longer, but whatever, man. That was enough. That was just the right amount of time, honestly. Oh, God. Feels so nice. It feels nice. It's just gonna make you scream. I'm here just like feeling rejuvenated and just like, going into my moment of bliss here. And you're just in horny mode. I'm like too unironically high on life for this. I also laid my mark a little bit. I put one of these stickers in Seaside, and I also put one of these 1876 stickers out there. Bro, I'm always fucking orgy. It's, fair enough, but whatever. I know I haven't. Do I have another one of these? I think I do. It might just be in the fucking kitchen, but whatever. Because I got a couple of other ones. Because I put one of the little QR codes for the Span 1876 out in Seaside as well. Because put my mark out there. I just kind of wish I had some Los Malblatos stickers that I could have stuck out there too. Because there's a few places that were just excellent for sticking up. So hopefully, maybe I start a trend, because I stuck those stickers near that bar that I was at. So hopefully, maybe other people put stickers there. Next time in Seaside, I'll find out. Or maybe they'll just be ripped off, which would be sad and stupid. Because, like, bro, what's the fabulism? Fucking silly ass dog. What a goofy goober. This fucking phone, bro. There we go. Mid though. 6 foot man. I mean, not 6 inches me, though. I mean, come on now, dude. To be a dungeon master. I don't know if he got the fucking skills to pay the bills, bro. Don't know about that. I don't know about that, sir. Bitch. Wow, okay. I'm fucking silly. Not if I at least mark my turf first. Come on, motherfucker. Husky needs to, like, assert the establishment of, dominance here before everything else gets put into play. Fucker. I don't even know why I'm checking the time. There's no reason to do that. I only know that he looks like God lols. Yo, did he ever tell you about the story about when his oh my god, when his dad rolled up when him and one of his ex-girlfriends fucked in the driveway? Did he ever tell you that story? And his dad and one of his friends rolled up in the driveway and shit. Did he ever tell you that story? If he hasn't, I'm dropping that right now on your ass. And that means he's gonna have to tell you the story. Cause, bruh. Yes. Oh, he told you the story? I know. It's okay. Like, honestly, because the reason, honestly, it's fucked. This is the only reason why I bring it up. It's because it kind of validates it. It's like, because what was the quote that your dad said when he came back to you later? Like, what was it? Like, it looked like Bigfoot was running off or some shit. Like, I mean, what was it? It was something about Bigfoot, dude. What's the start of my list for big girls? Man, honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, there was this one chick, kind of on the crazy side, and I'm kind of weirdly, hindsight, glad I did not tap into that a little bit. But there was this one chick in high school, a band kid too. That's how we knew each other, because she was a clarinet player and I was a trumpet player, right? So, and we obviously were going to know each other through that, for band and all that shit. But always fuck crazy, dude. I was that way, or at least trying to be that way in high school, bro. Dude, honestly, you want to know one of my first like actual like straight crushes was in high school. She was a fucking furry, and that was one of the main reasons why. And also, she was legit, kind of like thick in all the right ways. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. I legit got this fucking close to actually getting laid with her at my place too. But because my mom noticed about her back home, she like made my Uncle Robert, when he was around at the time, dead ass fucking show up at like every 30 fucking minutes, or not even that, like every 10 minutes or some shit, to pop in and be like, hey, what y'all doing? And I'll be like, can you like go away and like just let us hang out? And it's like, well, just want to make sure you're all fine. If you want any food or anything, I'm just like, well, I'll let you know if we do. I'm just like, can you go? But he would just like do the same shit. And eventually I just went up to him. It's like, what the fuck do you keep doing this for? I just straight did that to him. It's like, your mom wants me to do this. So I'm just like, can you just not? Can you just like pretend you're doing that by like going in your room or something? And just like, can you like pretend you're doing it? It's like, you know who your mom is. I'm just like, I fucking know. Like, I'm doing this quietly too, so she don't hear this. But it's just like, I know, but can you not? It's like, he just shrugged at me. I'm just like, I just kind of like, I just closed the door again on him, and I just like turned around. I'm like, I just kind of shook my head back at her, just like, I'll just get over here. And she just kind of literally just like, I'll get over here. And I'm like, and I went, like a fucking goddamn wet puppy. I went over there, dude. I was like, all right, come. Oh, God, Jesus Christ, dude. It was certainly a day that day. But, it's like the thing is, though, like, that was actually the point where he kind of fucked off for the longest, and then because I overheard it in the background while we were kind of like making out a little bit and having and I was kind of like we were groping each other a little, and and all that type of shit, and I overheard like, oh, go check on him already, from my mom, and I was like I was like, okay, I know this won't be good if the ink pops in like this or some shit. And she's like, oh yeah, don't want the honest. And I was like, so I kind of popped off and just like kind of sat up. It's like, oh, so yeah, this band. I just kind of thought like music. I don't know, band. And I just kind of thought of a new band I was getting into at the time, and just kind of pretended that, and he. Like clockwork, came in, opened the door, but at this point I was like, well, like, I'm an innocent bee, like already like well established, because my mom was loud about it. Like she was like, why aren't you going over there checking or some shit? I don't even remember the fuck she was saying, but it's like, dude, it's like, bro, so close yet so far kind of thing, dude. And honestly, I will admit, I feel like in hindsight, since unfortunately it's been a long since this point, but there was a period of time where I was still struggling with that. But I think in hindsight, I think like some of my frustration about that probably was because of shit like that. Honestly, I think it because of that story. Now that I think about it, because like that was like I legit was like kind of pretty much there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like about to hit the home run almost pretty much like right off the bat, like first time bringing her over kind of situation, and right after school, but because it's the parents are around, all this other shit while they're making dinner and all this other bullshit, they want like to check out and make sure innocent classic boy over here, don't get doesn't mess around too hard. It's like fuck off. It's like, go away. I'm not going to make her scream that loud. Jesus. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck off. Bullshit, man. Snuggle afterwards. Good, because I'm a gigantic snuggle boy. I like snuggles, okay? I'm just going to be honest with that. I'm a snuggle boy. I like cuddles and snuggles. Aw, don't fucking aw me. No. What the fuck? Don't do that. Give us both snuggles. Shut up. Not just... Man... I'm just kind of like literally on the high on life mode right now, so I'm just like, what the fuck? I'll be egging it on more. Boy, it doesn't work in a chat. You can't just throw that in the chat and expect it to be like, oh, no, that's not how it works. Wait, you think you're going to get me over with that one in the chat? No. Certain things, sure, but not that. It takes a lot more than that, okay, bro? I probably would. Nope. It's gotta be in person. Good old tea. You really think this is going to work on me when it comes to a chat? And by the way, do you think I'm one that gets owned? You know how I am. I'm the agitator, right? You really think I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm someone else's little pup? Whoa. No. I'm my own. I'm the means of my own pubduction. Okay, that actually sounds worse. Okay, now it's like pubduction. Sounds like abduction, but it's like, what the fuck? I should take your ass. No, you won't. Like I said, that shit works, bro. Ugh. I can still taste the sea salt in my lips. Actually, it's in my mustache. Sea salt. The taste of the Pacific. The Pacific Ocean, dude. The Pacific Ocean City. Doesn't go daddy. Bitch? Really? You know, not all pups are subs, right? Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, young Padawan, you got some shit to learn. I ain't explaining it here, though. But, no, someone's got some shit to learn. Oh, brat. Well, no shit. I know that. Hey, water's wet. News at 11. It's like, duh. Is ice a solid? News at 12. It's like, I mean, come on. I already know that shit. I'm a sassy little brat fuck boy, okay? Like, I already know this. But, at the same time, you know, it's like, I'm someone that, you know, always going to be the agitator. Because who else is going to at least train these supposed dominators, okay? Someone's got to, like, you know, put those motherfuckers into place. Why do you think I'm such a pro-labor guy? Because, like, they want to, like, you know, try to treat all the proletariat, you know, like little submissive little fucks and, you know, drain them of every little thing and ounce of their being, you know? And these dominatrixes, and, you know, when it comes to all this shit, you know, want to, like, you know, treat their little subs in every little fucking way. It's like, no, that's not how it works. And you motherfuckers like me. That's not how it works, bitch. If he could break the strike, then I might earn the respect, but I don't really take strike breakers that easy. Yeah, I probably should have bought a third one, to be honest, at this point. God damn it. You motherfuckers are making me want to drag on longer, and it is way too late to get another one. Fuckers. At this point, I'm going to be sobering up. Boo! Get me in this fucking attitude. Drag on. Dude, it literally will be like, okay, it'll be 5 till 4. I woke up at 9:30 this fucking morning. It'd be about 5.5 hours until about 5.5 hours and 5 minutes until it's been a 24-hour fucking day for me, bro. I hiked a fucking mountain. I went to the beach. I dunked my fucking face in the ocean and ate that ass of the Pacific, okay? I ate her ass. I straight dunked my ass in that frigid cold bitch, okay? Like, bruh. Don't be getting at me with that sass. Because I'm here with the sass. I'm the sass master, okay? Don't be trying to out-sass me. I got the fucking snacking going. Don't even try to outflex me with the snap game. See? It's just, I get the fucking sass going, bro. You can't out-sass me. You can't out-fucking sass me. Don't even try. Don't even try to out-sass my ass. Says the bishop won't dab. I mean, if y'all got nectar collectors, that's literally my preferred way to dab. Because, dude, it kind of weirdly enough reminds me of my college days. And because me and my friend Logan would, on our breaks or in between our classes, would just hang out and straight up just dab up with a nectar collector. And it was nice. So, straight up, like, that's my preferred way, to be honest. Because also, it's a lot easier to control, like, the heat and, like, kind of, like, take as much as you want. Because if you want to, like, pull away, all you have to do is, like, well, literally pull away. You know, basically. Like, because with an actual rig, with the heat, it's literally just going to drip down in there and you're just kind of fucked. You just got to smoke what you got, you know? So you have to, like, you know, kind of pick what you want and hope it's not huge, you know, depending on, like, what type of, you know, oil you got, too. It, you know, there's different levels of consistency. So sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder, depending on the consistency of what it is, right? But either way, it's like, you know, a nectar collector is just way easier because all you have to do is just kind of lightly tap it and then just pull away, you know, if you're good. Because that could take, you know, maybe more consistent but smaller dabs, you know, more of a lower heat, you know, even if you're all taking like bigger, hotter dabs. But because of that, I might be able to outlast because I'm, you know, not fucking my lungs up on the dabs as hard. Because my friend Logan would go hard on those dabs and it would be like Gucci while I'm taking like 2 or 3 more little nice, you know, low temp, you know, little smaller dabs. And he's like, damn, you're still going. I'm just like, Because I'm having lower temp dabs. Oh, you're in trouble now? Really, huh? Really? All right. You know what? Gram each. Gram for you, the girl, and for me. Whoever taps out on the gram. Well, okay. Well, you know what? Actually, I guess that, what would be the max that y'all can handle? Because then I'll go to that. There ain't no time limit. But who taps out? It's all who taps out first kind of thing. Actually, I guess there should be time limit. But we'll figure out the exact details later. But got 1/8 of wax. Fucking an 1/8. Shit, okay. Fuck. All right. You know what? That's a challenge for me. I will admit that. That is a challenge. But I'm a stoner. You think I'm gonna fucking, what, you think I'm gonna pussy out on that shit? Because at the very least, I'm gonna fucking try. You know what? Even if I do back out maybe at some point, maybe I smoke 2 grams of them bitches. And eventually I'm just like, oh, I can't take it no more. Maybe that happens. But you know what? I put that fucking effort in, though. I fucking hustled. I did the game, though. Okay? So, because you know me, I'm not a dab guy that much. I'm not a neck collector myself or anything, but like I said, this is more preferred because it's a lot easier to kind of handle the dab a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, I think I can handle it. I think I'll be fine. I think we'd be Gucci gang, all right? I think I'll be able to get all up in that Zaza, I'll be all right. All right, you know what I'm saying? I think it'd be Gucci. We have a neck collector hoe. I know that. That's why I'm saying that, because that's a pro for me. Pup has arrogance. Bitch, I do not have arrogance. You just weren't listening. Oh, did I just get fucking Santa, man? Whoever tamed. This motherfucker needs to be tamed as Zukov, because you know what? I won't, because I agree with him. As soon as you said that, he piped the fuck up. Coincidence? Even he's sick of your shit. Tamed. Yeah, bullshit. Bo shizzle. That little silly little mutt. Oh my goodness. Pretty sure I said that I was gonna have my last one like a long time ago, and now here I am smoking like my 5th one. You know what? I guess it kind of proves, my consistency in the hustle when it comes to my summer game. Granted, a different format, but doesn't it show that, I'm ready for that game? Ready for that propane? Gotta show something to zone. If you're doing this, I'm spamming you the fuck out of the scenes in the beach and all that shit and all that. So better just embrace that. You could have kept it just like a little vague. You could have just literally not added that. You could have just simply said that first part and not added that last little part there, sir. Because now you're just being blunt with it. It's like, bruh. You know there is a thing called a privatization. I know you're anti-capitalist, but there are certain things that should be privatized, okay? You know what I mean? Like, certain things probably should, because I'm an anti-capitalist, but even I understand that maybe certain things should be privatized, okay? You know what I mean? Like, certain things should. That would be probably one of them. Privatize that ass. Oh my fucking god. Well, with that being said, my voice is murked. So I'm just gonna get myself some food and all that fun shit, and at least take a little bit of shower, get some sand off me a little bit, because I evidently still have sand all over me. But you know what? It's still rejuvenating, and it's a fucking nice little high. I'm not even gonna lie. That might be the weed talking, but you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. You know, I wonder why you're a mod sometimes. Is an exhibitionist by nature. Well, it needs to be privatized a little bit. Because, like, Jesus Christ. I'm not ready for this, and my, like, especially, you know, at this moment in conjuncture, because, yeah, like, that ass, my voice is just like, nah. Well, it sounds like someone else needs to be fucking tamed, I guess, at this point, so, but it ain't me. So, it sounds like a girl needs to get to work. But anyway, all that bullshit. I've been up way too long. Anyway, I'm gonna go get food, get a little quick shower, and just go to fucking bed because I think my brain's a little like Haktua on that thing and delirious a little bit. And like, so skibbity bop bop, yes, skibbity bop bop. We're chilling the bungaronis. I don't know. Have fun with that. Yay.